In the heart of a great and beautiful city, where gleaming skyscrapers touched the heavens, and neon lights painted the night sky in vibrant hues, there lived a billionaire named William Stratton. His vast empire stretched across industries, making him one of the most influential and wealthy men in the world. Yet, amid the glittering skyline, William's life felt incomplete. His heart ached for the warmth of a loving family. William was a man of great wealth, but he was also a man of great kindness and compassion. He had lost his beloved wife, Mary, years ago, and their young son, John, had been left without a mother's love. John was a sweet and gentle boy, but the absence of his mother's nurturing touch weighed heavily on his tender heart. Yearning to fill the void in his son's life, William made a decision that would change the course of his destiny. He vowed to find a woman who could love John as her own, a woman who would heal the wounds of his little heart and bring the joy back into their lives. William knew it wouldn't be easy, for the world he inhabited was often filled with people who sought his fortune rather than his love. In the heart of the city, a woman named Joan Sinclair lived in a penthouse that rivaled William's own. She was a striking beauty, with jet black hair, emerald green eyes, and a figure that turned heads wherever she went. Joan was known for her elegance and sophistication, but behind her enchanting exterior lay a heart as cold as the steel towers that surrounded her. One fateful evening, William attended a charity gala, where he first laid eyes on Joan. Her grace and poise drew him in, and he couldn't resist introducing himself. Their courtship was swift, and before long, they were engaged to be married. William believed he had found the woman who could complete his family and bring happiness to his son. However, as the wedding day approached, William began to have doubts. He couldn't ignore the subtle signs of Joan's indifference towards John. She dismissed his attempts to connect with her, rarely smiled at him, and often left him to the care of the household staff. The final straw came when John fell ill with a high fever, and Joan chose to attend a lavish spa weekend instead of staying to comfort the boy. William, in turmoil, devised a plan to test Joan's true character. He hatched 3 separate tests, each designed to reveal the depths of her kindness or lack thereof. The first test involved a pretend accident in a park where John played. William observed from a distance as John pretended to fall and hurt his knee. Joan was present but showed no concern. She continued her conversation with her friends, leaving John to cry alone. The billionaire's heart sank as he witnessed the woman he had chosen to be his wife fail the first test of love. The second test took place at a charity event where Joan was expected to make a generous donation to a children's hospital. She had no shortage of resources, but when the time came to pledge a substantial sum, she merely offered a token donation and an insincere smile. William had expected her to have a charitable heart, but Joan's lack of generosity astounded him. She had failed the second test. The third and final test was the most revealing. One evening, after William had purposefully engaged Joan in a heated argument, he feigned anger and stormed out of the penthouse, leaving John behind. Joan's reaction was cold and indifferent. She did not attempt to comfort the distraught boy, nor did she make any effort to reach out to her fiancé. William watched from a hidden vantage point as Joan showed her true colors once more. Devastated by the results of the tests, William knew that he could not marry a woman who could not love his son. He called off the wedding, breaking Joan's heart and leaving her in shock. She had no idea about the tests and could not understand why William had suddenly changed his mind. As Joan struggled to come to terms with the end of her engagement, another woman quietly entered the Stratton household. Rosaline, a gentle and caring nanny, had been caring for John when William was away. She had always treated the boy as her own, offering the love and warmth that had been absent from his life for so long. John adored Rosaline and clung to her like a lifeline. She became the mother figure he had yearned for, providing the affection, guidance, and support he so desperately needed. William, too, found himself drawn to Rosaline's kindness and nurturing spirit. As days turned into weeks, and weeks into months, the bond between Rosaline and John deepened, and William found himself falling in love with the woman who had shown him what true compassion meant. It was in the selfless love of Rosaline that he discovered the missing piece of his heart. In time, William and Rosaline married, and together they became the loving parents that John had always needed. Their family blossomed, with a warmth and harmony that no amount of wealth could ever replace. Joan, left behind in the cold shadows of the city's skyline, was a distant memory, while the Stratton family thrived in the loving embrace of Rosaline. As the years passed, the city continued to evolve, with its ever-changing skyline and the constant ebb and flow of life. In the midst of its ceaseless activity, the Stratton family found solace and happiness in their love for one another. For William, John, and Rosaline, their hearts were forever united in a bond of love that neither time nor the city's chaos could ever break. The years rolled on, and the Stratton family continued to flourish in the heart of the bustling city. William's empire continued to grow, and John grew into a remarkable young man under the loving guidance of his father and stepmother, Rosaline. Their home was filled with laughter, shared dreams, and the comforting presence of a family who loved and supported each other unconditionally. Rosaline, who had initially entered their lives as a nanny, had truly become the heart of the family. Her love for John was unwavering, and her maternal instincts had molded him into a kind and compassionate young man. She had also built a deep connection with William, and their marriage thrived on trust, understanding, and a shared commitment to nurturing John's well-being. As for Joan, her life took a different path after her engagement to William ended. The loss of her chance to become a billionaire's wife had left her bitter and resentful. She never understood why William had chosen to end their relationship, and she spent her days immersed in luxury and decadence, attempting to fill the void in her heart with material possessions. Her life became a shallow reflection of the wealth she had amassed, devoid of the love and fulfillment she had once craved. The contrast between the Stratton family's happiness and Joan's isolation became stark. It was as if the universe itself was rewarding their genuine love and kindness while leaving Joan to dwell in the emptiness of her own making. One day, while walking through the city's park, Joan encountered a scene that would change the course of her life. She saw a young boy who was lost, crying for his mother. Joan's own memories of her engagement to William and her cold reaction to John's distress resurfaced, filling her with guilt and regret. Without hesitation, she approached the frightened child, comforting him and helping him find his mother. In that moment, Joan realized the depth of her own shortcomings and the opportunity for personal growth and redemption. Her encounter in the park served as a wake-up call, prompting Joan to re-evaluate her life and her priorities. She began to volunteer at a local children's charity, channeling her resources and energy into making a meaningful difference in the lives of those less fortunate. Over time, Joan discovered the joy that came from acts of genuine kindness and the satisfaction of giving back to her community. Joan's transformation was gradual but profound. As she became more involved in charitable work and connected with the people she helped, she experienced a change of heart. She learned the true meaning of love and compassion, and her life took on a new purpose. In an ironic twist of fate, Joan's path crossed with the Stratton family once again. She attended a charity event organized by William's company, where he was being honored for his philanthropic efforts. There, she witnessed the love and happiness that radiated from the Stratton family, with John and Rosaleen by William's side. The sight of their genuine happiness brought tears to her eyes, and she realized the depth of what she had lost. After the event, Joan approached William, her voice trembling with emotion. She confessed her regrets and the lessons she had learned. She expressed her desire to make amends, not only with William but also with John, whom she had failed to acknowledge and love in the past. Joan's transformation was genuine, and her newfound kindness and humility resonated with William. He recognized the sincerity in her words and the changes she had undergone. William, a man who had always believed in second chances, extended his forgiveness and welcomed Joan back into their lives. The three of them, William, Joan, and Rosaleen, put aside their past grievances and worked together to create a supportive environment for John, where love and understanding flourished. In the years that followed, Joan dedicated herself to the family's philanthropic endeavors, using her wealth and influence to make a positive impact in the city. She became a part of the Stratton family in a different way, working side by side with William, Rosaleen, and John to make a difference in the lives of those less fortunate. The city continued to change, its skyline evolving with new skyscrapers and technology that defined the times. But within the Stratton household, the most significant transformation had already taken place, the transformation of hearts. The story of William, John, Rosaleen, and Joan served as a testament to the power of love, redemption, and second chances. In the end, the city that had once been a backdrop for a tale of heartache and testing became the canvas for a story of growth, forgiveness, and the enduring power of love to heal even the deepest wounds.